All right, so made a stop in Columbus, Ohio. I had never been before. It's pretty cool just standing near this little riverish lake area, the downtown area for the most part. I've been enjoying it. It's just more of a quick little stop on my way back through Chicago for a minute, and then after that I'll be hitting the road to go a little bit further west. So I had the chance to go to Otherworld yesterday, which is like super trippy, one of those random alien looking things all over the place kind of thing. So I got lost in there for a little bit. Hello, friends. What's that? Go on a magical ride. Sweet.
We're in the shroom room. Did you get that?
That is interesting to say at least. Oh, so that is actually nice. Okay.
Oh, that one's really good. Like, you guys don't know.
Where see. Tripping. Had some barbecue, saw this outdoor fest and all that stuff. So that's been cool. I'm currently dog sitting and watching a couple of little pups. Picked up a dog by accident. Just a quick stop. I'm definitely tired and can definitely feel the difference from traveling around a lot. But one thing that I've been learning how to do better and better is keeping my mental space in balance while traveling. And one of the main ways I do that is by getting a really good morning routine, which is something that I'm doing right now. Actually, I stopped to just take a little bit of footage, but every morning, maybe not exactly the same time, but I wake up, I do a series of meditations, things with affirmations. I also do some general like reading and exercise, just all types of stuff like that. And it makes a huge difference when I'm going from place to place because it's harder to kind of like keep your mental space consistent. And on the mental health front, that's been great for me. So anyway, stay tuned. You want to move? All right, so I wanted to share my 3 top things while it's fresh on my mind about Cleveland. And yeah, what? Stop pulling on me. I got dog leashes pulling on my legs. But number 1, as I'm sure you're probably not surprised, would be the metro parks. Huge fan of when cities like weave in a lot of nature into their landscapes. I think often being in concrete jungles, I know I feel starved for it. And I like when cities do a good job of kind of building in sustainable ways to incorporate nature so that it's not all concrete jungle. And I enjoyed a lot of the different landscapes that I saw. There were more like kind of foresty hiking areas. There were ones that had like little rivers and streams and rocks. There were ones that were closer to Lake Erie. And that was just a big plus for me for any city really. So number 2 is actually still landscape related, but I want to keep it somewhat varied. Number 2 is actually the diversity of the type of landscapes within a short distance. And what I mean by that is there were like really urban fields, concrete jungle fields. There was also a lot of like neighborhood sides, kind of like Shaker Heights and other areas like that. Then you had more like local kind of vibe, like a lot of coffee shops and stuff with a lot of personality. And I found that to be cool when you also coupled that with some of the more like nature scenes and parks. I just felt like my eyes never got bored. There was always like a different type of look for everywhere that I was. Get off of this stick. What are you doing? Can you not put the stick down? My guy. But yeah, that's because I think when I was in Chicago for a while, just ignore him breaking these sticks in the background. In Chicago for a while, it's kind of a similar vibe of just urban grid, and there is personality. There's parks, other stuff, but I know I could sometimes get a little more bored of it if you were in certain parts of the city and it kind of all runs together and looks the same. Where I felt like every different little neighborhood like truly had a different vibe. And Cleveland, I went to Little Italy while I was there, Ohio City, Cleveland Heights, and each one of them, even as I'm thinking of it, just had an entirely different vibe to them. And then number three, I only got to experience some of it, but the art scene and art culture within the city, there were, so on the visual standpoint, there were a lot of murals, there were a lot of like clearly decorated places, and even some of the graffiti work and craft that was up there. And it seemed to all kind of be done like tastefully and spread out. And on the other side, on the more like visual kind of performance side, some of the places that were there, I didn't get to hit up everything that I would have wanted to, but there's like the rock and roll Hall of Fame areas. There's a bunch of local artists that I got to meet when I did my show, and just kind of talk with them more about what the art culture is. And apparently I didn't get to experience it as much as I would have wanted, but there's just so many segments of music and art, just like most cities. But I found it kind of had this like, I don't know, just kind of like a quirky yet gritty yet like serious and maybe content kind of artistic flow. And you can correct me if I'm wrong for the Clevelanders that have lived there long. I don't even know what you call Clevelandites, but yeah. So here in Columbus, I don't think I can give you a top three just because I'm just popping out here for a little while, but wanted to share those while they were fresh on my mind. Okay, we're walking. Just stop pulling on my leg.